Okay. Yeah. Perfect. So before we begin the presentation and before Tirtha takes you all through how the product management journey overall looks like, and trust me, she has some great insights and tips to share with all of you, which will give you guys a deeper understanding of what product management really is and how to land your internship into product management. So yeah, before that, I'll just give like a quick introduction to her. She is an associate product manager at Beep. She has been here for a couple of months, and the kind of the kind of growth we've seen in her, the kind of things she's worked on so far, it only shows that how good of a product manager she is, and she is sort of the right person to take you all through the overall career roadmap of a product manager. So yeah, this is like a little bit about her. And over to you, Tirtha. You can take it ahead from here.
Thank you so much, Gayatri, for such a nice introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Deep Samotha. I'm an associate product manager at Deep. I'll be sharing my journey into product management, how I got my first internship. Be sharing my journey as well as helping you how to land your first internship as well. I'll be sharing some essential skills and strategies as well as tips for excelling in your internship. So, a bit about my background. I initially was a data analyst, statistics student at Mathivai College. I was on track to become a data scientist, but product got me interested. We'll find out for how and why product got my interest, and I decided to switch my career. So, Gayatri, we can move forward with our first section. Okay, so as I mentioned, I studied applied statistics and data analytics. I was gaining exposure into the same. I was working as a data analyst intern at Jointer Capital Services from February to July 2023. There I did a lot of visualization. I worked on forecasting a lot. I worked a lot on Excel, R, Python, then, as I was continuing it, I didn't find it as interesting and as mind provoking as I expected it to be, and I was in a bit of confusion about whether I should continue as a data analyst or I should find something else. Then I attended the product folks product led growth cohort in April of 2023. It was a cohort led by product professionals all across India, and that's initially sparked my interest in product management. Uh, that's when I decided, yeah, product is something I want to do with my career. Then, in my final year in my final semester, we used to have compulsory internship. Most of my classmates pursued with data analytics and data science, but I decided to take a leap and I chose product management. That's when I worked with Pepper Content from March to July. So Pepper Content was a content marketplace. It was one of the biggest startups in India. I worked with an excellent product team. That's when I decided, yeah, this is something I want to do. I worked with query resolution processes. I designed a native app interface. I designed how to get freelancers onboarded. I designed the whole system. So that's something I worked during my internship, and and hopefully you guys, when you enter your into product management, you will get to work on such exciting projects as well. So right now I'm working as an associate product manager at Beep. I'm a recent joinee. I joined in November of 2024, and it's been almost 2.5 months. And yeah, I'll share my journey further. So Gayatri, we can move forward. Okay, so now I'll be sharing how to land your first product internship. Now, a lot of people don't understand what product management actually is. So my first tip for you all would be understand the role. Before applying, it's very important to understand what does a product manager actually does. Being a product manager, you just don't work on small features or small projects. It is about owning the whole product life cycle, from its conception to its development, to its designing, to its development, to the day it goes live, and tracking, working with analytics, working on growth. So basically, from ideation to execution, a product manager will work on all these things. A lot of research will be required. You'll have to familiarize yourself with a lot of technology aspects, a lot of design things, and you'll have to be up to date with industry standards as well. So, as I was saying, researching is very important, not only in product management as a field, but also in companies. So, I would suggest you go out, you'll explore a lot of industries, A tip for you would be find something you're very passionate about. Let it be finance, let it be sports, let it be fintech. Look at those companies. Look if they're offering you PM internships. Look for job openings. I'm sure you all are in like almost final years of colleges. You must have alumni groups. So attend those alumni groups. Attend. There are a lot of product management events happening in big cities as well as online. So try to attend those and talk to industry experts. Attend events like these which are conducted at BEEP, and you will understand more about the role as well as more about the industry. So yeah, these are the first 2 points. Apart from that, Gayatri, we can move forward to the next slide. Okay, so I was mentioning how researching is important. The next point would be networking. So one of the tips that I used a lot while I was hunting and job searching was networking. Even though my college did not have such a strong alumni group, I optimized LinkedIn, which a lot of you guys can do. There are a lot of platforms like Beep. Beep being a community platform has a lot of product managers, tech people present, so we can work like you can network there. So there are so as I mentioned earlier, I did my first cohort with the product folks, so I got a chance to network with those people. I built my connections there. I networked with hiring managers, so a lot of you guys can work on the same. The next tip I would have for you is perfect your application. So a lot of you must come from engineering backgrounds, business backgrounds. So what, as I mentioned, what a product manager is. You need from your earlier education, courses or internships, you should highlight relevant experiences and skills. So even though if you must have worked in a business internship, specify what you did there and highlight those words in in the application you would be forwarding to recruiters. In that. The last tip I have is prepare for interviews. So in PM interviews, there are a lot of problems that will be asked. To understand how good is your problem solving skill, you'll be asked guesstimates. You'll be asked how to solve new problems with new features you're launching. They'll test you how you think, how you act, how much time you take. So the best thing I would suggest is solve a lot of problems, practice mock interviews. Focus on communication. Being a product manager, communication is a big part of your role, so work on that. Yeah, that would be the major tips. Gayatri, can we go forward to the next? The next thing I want to discuss with all of you is what are the essential skills that is needed. So there are a lot of applicants out there. What will make you different is what we'll be discussing now. So a lot of product managers come from engineering backgrounds. So having technical skills is always a plus. So as a product manager, you will be involved in development phases. So you should be able to understand what the engineers are talking about. You should be able to understand the frameworks. You should be able to understand life cycles. So having technical skills, even though if you I myself did not come from technical background. I try to upskill myself. I try to take the same classes engineers would do. I continuously read online. There are so many resources available. There are so many blogs, YouTube videos where you can pick up technical skills. Not just technical skills. Having knowledge about having base level knowledge is a good start as well. Understand how APIs work. Understand how do you run APIs. Understand what is a JSON. Okay, these are the things that will not only help you in your journey, that will help you stand out as well. Yeah. So one thing that is very important is analytics. So make sure you know how to read data, how to build hypotheses. You should know how to use certain data tools, like let it be Mixpanel, let it be Amplitude, they can be Google Analytics. So make sure you know all these things and try to work on this. Try to build projects around this. So these are the first two important skills that I wanted to discuss. The third skill I would say it's very important is having communication skills. So being a product manager, you won't just work with engineering. You will work with business team, you will work with content team, you will work with the founders. So you'll have a lot of communication in place. So you'll have to write a lot of product documents. So as a product manager, you'll write a lot of PRDs, you'll be delivering a lot of presentations. So this is something that will require a lot of strong verbal as well as written communication. So make sure you're working on that as you practice mock interviews, as you solve problems, as you communicate with your friends, try to see where you are lacking, how you can work further. So this is something that is communication skill is very important as a product manager. So Gayatri, we can go forward to the next. Yeah, so as I was saying, leadership skills are very important while you're working as a product manager. You'll have, in an indirect sense, you'll have authority over your team members. So you should know how to, tell them how to get things done, help them understand. They might be facing some issues. So you should be able to, help them lead. So the last thing I want to discuss is problem solving. So as product managers, your day will start with solving problems and it will end with the same. So you'll be often asked to find solutions for n number of things, and you'll have to think a lot. You'll be very critical in your solutions. You will have to solve a lot of problems. So having good problem solving skills is very essential. So in your product management interviews, you're asked a question like asked a thing called guesstimates. So you'll be asked that, let's say you are working at Mumbai airport and you have to estimate how many international flights take off every day. This is the only data you are given, but you will be product manager, the hiring manager over there will see how the product manager there will see how you think, how do you come to some conclusions, what is your thinking process like, what are your problem solving skills. So that is something very important, and I would highly recommend all of you to work on your problem solving skill. Okay, so now let's discuss tips. Now I hope now let's say you've got your first internship. So now let's discuss tips for excelling in your first internship. So there are in a broad guideline, in a broader sense, I would share some things with you. One thing I would like for you all to have is you must have 3 months, 6 months internship. I want you all to set clear goals. Okay, before starting your internship, try to understand what are you looking for. I know most of us are looking for a PPO. We want to, be converted full time, but don't think of it just as a full time conversion offer. Think of it sometime as what you want to achieve in these 3 months. Think of what are you trying to learn. Okay, so you will be exposed to a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, a lot of tools. So keep in your mind that I want to master this particular tool. I want to improve my communication. I want to build a feature. So take ownership of one feature and spend your day and night trying to complete that feature. Then set your clear goals. Set and make sure they're measurable. Don't be like, yeah, I want to take ownership of the whole product and revamp it completely. No, take step by step. Set clear goals for yourself and make sure you're able to visualize it, keep trackers for yourself. So that is like the number one tip and the most important tip I will have in tips for excelling in your internship. The second thing I would like to discuss is being proactive. As an intern, your work will be when you start your work will be minute. You will spend a lot of time learning. As you grow, as you move further in your internship, you will be part of a larger product strategy. But in the first initial few weeks, don't wait for tasks to be assigned. Take take initiatives. Okay, so you'll have to don't just wait for your manager to assign you tasks. Look at the product, look at the operations happening behind it, and see, okay, this is what I need to be improved. This is a problem that needs to be solved, and I want to spend your time studying about it. Let's say pick up all the tickets your product has left. Try to analyze those tickets, see what are the common queries that have been mentioned by the user. So don't wait for your manager to assign tasks. Identify areas where you can make an impact. Let it be small areas, but you have to be proactive in a sense. So that is my tip. Okay, so one of the next thing I would like for you all to discuss is build relationships. As you will be working for 3 months, 6 months, you will be working with a lot of people. You will be working with fellow product managers, you will be working with engineers, you will be working with designers, you will be working with the marketing team. So you'll get to learn a lot from their experiences. Also, you will be able to connect with them. You'll be able to understand, okay, this is what they have done in the professional career. You will get more clarity about what you yourself want to do in personal life. And these same connections, 2 years down the line, when you're looking for the next role, they'll be able to help you get referrals, they'll be able to guide you. I still talk to my manager who I interned under when I'm looking for guidance or when I'm stuck anywhere, and he's still able to guide me. Why is that? Because I focused on building relationships as well as doing good work. So that is something I would recommend you all to do while you're working on your internship. The next thing I would like to discuss is something that a lot of, not only interns but working professionals also forget to do. That is documenting your work. That is a very important. That is a very important part of of who you are in your professional identity. Keep a log of your projects which you're working on, which you have previously worked on. Keep a log of all the challenges you faced, of all the solutions. Take some time out in the month. Prepare a report for each month. See what you worked on, which are the teams you worked with, which are the features you worked in. Try to understand what solutions you came forward, what features worked. This will not only help you in your performance reviews while you're trying to get converted full time. This will this will work as when you're building your portfolio. You can communicate this when you're trying to talk with your future employers. You can communicate, this is what I worked on. This is, now let's say it has been almost 2 years since I first completed my data analytics internship. I still remember dot to dot what I worked on. It's not because I have good memory, it's because I have a log of all the things I worked on, all the technologies, all the tools I worked on, and what were the problems I faced, and I'm still able to do that. So that is something very important. So that would be the end of my presentation. If you all have any questions you would like me to ask, please put that in the comment box below, and I will be communicating that with you. So please, everyone, type in your comments, and I would love to know where I can help you. First class is trying to ask, is it necessary to do an internship to get into product management? I think this question would differ from person to person. I was a fresher, so normally how product management works is you are already working, or you have an MBA. Let's say you're already working as a developer, and you take internal transfers in your own company. So that is one of the major things how people end up being product managers. There's no product management degree of sorts, right? I come from maths background. Someone comes from computer science background. So getting your first exposure into product management, the best thing to do is get an internship, build a project, and that is something I would recommend you to while getting into product management. Darshan is asking, what are top 3 tools you would suggest for an APM? So there are a lot of tools that as an APM or a PM uses. I think the top 3 you would work with, I would say Figma is one of the things. Figma is a designing tool that product designers majorly work with. As a product manager, you will be working a lot with designers, and you'll be using and understanding Figma a lot. So as if you have time right now, please pick up Figma, try designing some stuff that will help you understand. Uh, Other tool I would suggest is pick up an analytics tool. So maybe pick up Mixpanel, maybe pick up Amplitude. That will help you understand a lot. And the third tool I would say is let it be a project tracking tool. So pick up Trello, pick up Jira. So that is something you'll be working on as well. So first task is asking what kind of technical knowledge is required. So basically you will be working with engineers a lot. You'll be building features. You will be working with DevOps. So understand what a development cycle looks like, how code is being made. Understand what is the difference between production, what is the difference between staging. Uh, Depends if you're working on web app, which technology, which languages are used to build your web app. If you're working on mobile, so maybe Flutter is being used. So have the ability to understand that. So these are the technical knowledge that will be required. So how did your data analytics knowledge help in product management? So Prajojit, my data analytics knowledge helped me a lot during my product management journey. Being in product, data is a huge part. You take a lot of decisions from data. So I think that you'll be working with a lot of stakeholders, and when they ask you why did you come to this conclusion or why are you pushing these things, you should be handy with your data. You should be able to tell, yeah, this is something that the numbers were telling. This is something the users were indirectly using, and I have data insights to show you. So I think that is something that helped me a lot during my product management internship. So Subham is asking how you crack the PM interview without having prior PM experience. That is a good question. So first I used to work as a PM intern, as I mentioned. So I did gain experience working as a PM intern, not as a product manager. I was an intern there, but I did get enough exposure. I did get enough knowledge, and that gave my employer gave Beep and my manager and founders here enough faith in myself that I can work as a PM here. Okay, Sneha is asking what kind of skills needed for product management. So Sneha, a lot of different skills are required. You'll be used technical. A lot of technical skills are required. A lot of design thinking is required. Understanding of user interface, user experience is required. Analytics is required. So these are the major skills required in product management. So how to build a good relation with your manager as a PM? As an I am an associate product manager. That indirectly means I'm an assistant to a product manager. So I from start is I think try to shadow in his calls, try to understand what he is working with, try to understand what is his thinking process like. Work with him, pick up small projects, understand what is his momentum of working, understand what is your momentum of working, and slowly and gradually have enough patience, have enough empathy, see what you're coming, see which see what thinking process is being used, and that's how just being enough understanding and empathetic towards what that person is going through or thinking is, that's how you can build a good relation with your manager. So Ritika is asking where we can get internship, any platform you recommend. I think Beep platform has a lot of internships for students and as well as freshers. So I recommend all of you to join Beep app, apply to numerous levels of internships there. Apart from Beep, there are LinkedIn, there's Indeed, there's Naukri, there's Internshala. There are a lot of platforms available out there. So first last is saying I have a lot of projects and knowledge in product management, yet I'm unable to land an internship. I get selected for a lot of interviews, but none of them convert. I'm from finance background and now transitioning into PM. I am doing a PM fellowship from next leap and will be completed by this month. Along with final project. So will you suggest me to find an internship first rather than APM roles? So one thing I would recommend you is try to apply for both. Don't spend time being very rigid that I only want an APM role. Maybe you'll not be, the job market is not very free right now. Maybe companies will expect you to work for them for 3 months and then transition as an APM. So I would suggest you just enter the industry first. You get the tag of product manager, let it be intern or an associate in front of you, and then you can move further in your career. Ashutosh is saying, I'm from sales background. How can I start in product management? A lot of product managers actually do come from sales background. So I would say pick up some technical knowledge, start reading some books. There are a lot of platforms like the Product Folks available. There's a lot of videos on YouTube. So try to understand, pick up some resources, see if this is what you want to do. Understand first. The term product manager sounds very fancy, but try to understand if this is something you want to do, if this is something you will be good at. So that is that's pick up resources, try to learn, start networking, go on LinkedIn, send requests to fellow product managers, strike up a conversation with them, and they'll be the best to help you, I think. So Krupa Nirmal is saying, I'm not able to land an interview. I have experience in Figma, Jira, and data analytics. How do I proceed? So one thing I would recommend is try building projects. So maybe write some case studies, build a small website or an app. So you have that to talk to with while hiring managers, and that is something I think will help you a lot while searching for a job. Darshan is saying, what should I include in my resume to stand out when I apply for internship? So Darshan, I would recommend that everyone puts education, work experience, but I would recommend as a product manager, make a project section and mention all the projects you have worked on, big or small. So one of the projects I worked was a data analytics project, but that sparked conversations with my hiring managers about how I came forward to that. There was one project I worked on was how to design a messaging feature for Spotify. So I did designs myself, and these are the things that not while I was doing my interviews, hiring managers or product managers did not talk about my education or work experience as much they did talk of my projects. So that is something I I was good at, and that helped me a lot. So I would recommend you all to add projects to your resume. Subhama is asking how many months of PM intern experience is required. There is no fixed amount. There are people who got an APM job without being an internship. Maybe they were developers before. They came from business background. So I cannot give you X number of commitment that this is how much it will be required. I can just tell you that transitioning from an intern to an APM is a decent enough task. Maybe try doing that. Yes. So everyone is asking if they can connect to me with on LinkedIn. So yeah, I'll be sharing my LinkedIn. Just a second. So yeah, you can all send me requests on my LinkedIn. If you have any questions, you can ask me there. I'll be very happy to help you all. Okay, Akshay is saying he has 5 years of experience as a Java developer and now is transitioning into product management space with international certificate in product management from Institute of Product Leadership. Uh, so he's asking me can you guide on what is SWOT analysis? So Akshay, there are a lot of tests online that help you understand SWOT. So maybe Google that. So Deepa is asking, please tell us about some of the projects you have worked on. So majorly I worked on two projects. One was a data science project. So it was, and I used statistical, you know, I used Sarima, which was seasonal autoregressive moving averages to forecast time or forecast finances. So that was the first project I worked on during my college. Yeah, it helped me forecast values of the temperature. I think I had used temperatures of Delhi. So using that project, I was able to tell my hiring managers that I equipped a lot of good statistical knowledge. And that project also got me into my statistics internship. So you can find the detailed article on my blog on Medium. The link is down below. So if you any one of you comes from statistics background, that is a good project I would recommend. It's Sarima for forecasting, so seasonal autoregressive moving averages. Apart from that, I worked on another project which was designing a. So we all use Spotify, YouTube. So I was an avid user of Spotify and always used to wonder why doesn't it has a messaging system? Why can't I send songs to my friends? Why can't I send podcasts to my friends? So so that is something I designed and I worked on myself. That is also available on my blog if you guys are interested in checking out. So Chandan is saying he aspires to be a data scientist. Can I transition into a product management role later? Yes, Chandan, you can transition into product management later. Data analytics and data science is a good part is a good career path, and the knowledge you will equip there definitely will help you transition into a product manager later. So Abhishek is saying, I have already did an internship as a product manager at a startup and also have a certification from LinkedIn, but I'm unable to land any job. So Abhishek, I would recommend you for maybe try picking up another internship, try working at looking at other startup roles. Maybe if you come from an engineering background or product management or a data analytics background, start getting internships in that, build interesting projects. These are the things that will help you get a PM job. Akshay is saying, how can I land internship or job with Beep? So Akshay, we do post a lot of our job requirements on our app itself. So I recommend you all to download the Beep app. There are a lot of internships opening up at our offices. So please download the Beep app, and we can further understand your profiles and go forward with the hiring process. So Shri Pathak is saying he is doing an online MBA in IT management along with Next Leaf Fellowship, but the MBA is on hold till I transition to PM role. Do you think I took a right decision of taking a break from MBA and focus on transition and then continue to MBA? Well, Shri, I think it depends on person to person. There are a lot of product managers who come from MBA backgrounds, and there are a lot of ones who do transitions. A lot of people have found good success from the Next Leaf Fellowship. So I would say I think you have taken the decision that was best for you as taking a break from the MBA. You can always continue your MBA later. So maybe you can focus on the transition right now. You can understand. So I want to understand what background you come from. So whatever background you come from, try taking experience in that, and in the same company you can transition later and then continue with the MBA, which will help you move further in your career. Vedant is asking, can a BE an IT undergraduate apply for a PM internship? Yes, Vedant. Since you come from IT background, I think you would make a good candidate for a PM internship. So I think you can apply for PM internships. Make sure all the points I've discussed in the PPT, you go through them, you pick up resources, you network with fellow product managers, and I'm sure you can nail your first internship there. I think being coming from BEIT background is a great thing for a PM intern. So Shri Pathak is saying that they come from a finance and computer applications background. Yes, Shri. So you can start working with finance. You can start working with a fintech firm, and then take an internal transition into product. These are some of the things you can do. Ritika is saying, can a person from BA background join BA? So, Ritika, I would say product management is not doesn't have any barriers. You can come from any background. The only thing required are skills. So, all the skills I've mentioned. So, you need to have technical skills. You need to have design thinking. You need to have analytical sense. So, even if you come from BA background, if you pick up these skills, if you upskill yourself, I'm sure you can become a great PM. Okay, so Chandan is asking how a normal day for product manager goes generally. Could you elaborate on that little bit, please? So Chandan, I think the first hour or so, first I think first 1 to 2 hours are in the meetings. It is in huddle. So I think my first half an hour would be a complete company-wide meeting where we discuss tasks, where we discuss what blockers we are facing, where each of the department discusses what they are working on. Then we have a product internal call in which all the product managers, product designers, the founders, the CTO, they come together and we discuss what the product tasks are there for the day. Then we have a tech huddle in which all the engineers, developers, tech leads, product people, we all get and we discuss about our day, what are the things we will be working on today, what were the things we worked on yesterday. Then the whole day I can be working on analytics, I can be working on running APIs, there can be some feature we are launching, so maybe designing some things for designing wireframes for that. Maybe I'm drafting PRDs, which are product requirement documents. Maybe I'm trying to talk to business team where I'm trying to understand which features are or what are the requirements they are facing. So that takes up my day. Then maybe an engineer is stuck somewhere, so helping him understand the workflow, trying to understand, okay, this is this was the problem statement given, this is where we are going wrong, so brainstorming. So lot of product managers day goes in communication as well as thinking and solving problems. So that is how my day normally goes by. Someone is asking if they should pick up an unpaid internship. I think it depends on what role is it. Are you in a need for an internship? If you don't have any other responsibility or commitments, I think getting experience would be a good thing. So it depends on person to person. Which situation are you in? If you think you are in a position, I always feel like we should be valued for the work we put in, but not. So a lot of startups, they do not offer paid internships, and it's okay, you are getting exposure and they are getting their work done, so it's a two-way road. So I think the answer would depend on person to person. So are there any courses or specialization on Coursera that you would recommend to get a brief overview of what product management is all about? So I'm not aware of things available on Coursera. Maybe you can search on YouTube. You can go on websites like the Product Folks. They have a lot good content. Next Leap has good content about product management. So there's a website called Product Analytics School, so you can understand what product management is about. So you can search the web for all these things. Okay, everyone, if there are any further questions, please put in the chat. I'll be happy to help. Till the time you can connect with me on LinkedIn, you can follow Beep on our social media platforms. You can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. Even look at our website. You can download our app. So there's a lot of good content. There are a lot of Beep bites that we are pushing. So you will get a lot of small and good content there. So make sure you're up to date with Beep app. So yeah. Okay, I think everyone enjoyed the session a lot. Thank you so much for joining. I had a very good time discussing my journey and helping you all. I had a good time answering all of your questions. Okay, great. Thank you everyone for joining. It was a great session. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you all soon.